Greetings, everyone. Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell, and welcome to the latest episode of Monday Musings. This is a special episode. We're 40 episodes in, so it's a pretty big milestone. We're getting close to 50. Um, I've done an episode every week so far this year, but I don't remember exactly when I started. But we're getting close to a year, so that's kind of groovy. Um, All right, well, let's talk about this week. So I'm still playing New World. It's actually running in the background. Get some nice ambience music, but I should be in a nice place where there's not a lot of combat action going on. I'm. It's still fun, but I think I'll be wrapped up by the end of October if I had to guess, because it's already I'm really disliking the grind around side quests that you have to do to keep your level high enough to do the main quest. I've mentioned that before. I think I did that in my first impressions video. That kind of stuff really just I dislike it. So we'll see. I'm recording this one on a Saturday night. It's about 7:15 on Saturdays. I'm pre-recording this. I'm supposed to play Minecraft maybe tonight. Usually we're playing about 7:30 with my nephew, but they just got back from a long day at the pumpkin patch, so we'll see if he actually wants to play tonight. So if my phone starts going off, that'll be what that is. Um, what's up in our world? I am midway through Hero of Ages, the third book of the Mistborn series. Not deep enough now to have given a review. Excuse me. But I was really happy to see. I can't remember his last name. His name's Owen, and I can't remember his last name. But I followed him because he's doing like buddy reads with Liam from Liam's Lyceum, and he just did the Chronicles of Amber, and it really has me jonesing to read it again because I have not read those books since probably the early 2000s. It's been 20 years since I've read those books, 15, 20 years. But I can't because my next book series is going to be the Song of Albion. Um, but I think right after that, I'm going to do the Amber Chronicles. We'll see. Um, been a bit of a blur the last few days. Getting all the logos prepped and everything for Project Dramond stuff, which I'm talking about that a little earlier in the episode than I usually do, just because of my train of thought. I don't have a list today. I'm just going. But I finalized all the logos and all the texts and everything else. And I have gotten all of the logos and banners done at all of the social media channels, so those are all ready to go. I started work on the manual for the point and click demo today. I did the header image for that, the front page image, and then I did the first page or so of it's this short manual. There's not a lot to it right now, but it's going to be for the demo because we're going to have the demo available later this month, early November is the plan. We have our meeting with the lawyer on Monday, excuse me, to finalize things and get all of our paperwork, get all the things dotted and crossed and all those good things. And once that's done, I'll then switch over and work on the websites, get all those ready to go, along with continuing work on the tabletop module. And the reason I say all of that is because it's important, because I'm segueing into um, we have confirmation now of 6 people who are going to be playing the tabletop adventure with us. That is going to be starting in early November. I believe the current plan is that we're going to be meeting up on November 7th for an impromptu. We're going to get together, hang out for 2 or 3 hours. We're going to start to go through the program that we're going to be using, which I am going to pick up the pro license for Fantasy Grounds and the first 3 books plus the module, The Lost Mine of Feldelver. So that November 7th slot is for us to get together, hang out, kind of learn the lay of the land a little bit, talk a little bit about the program, all that good stuff. Possibly even create the characters or at least get the backgrounds of the characters created and everything else. I don't think we're going to be streaming that night. I got to set up the overlay that night. So I'll have the overlay prepped, but I need to get everybody's windows resized and just get that set up so that I get an idea of how long it's going to take me before every episode so that I know how early we need to meet um, before streaming. So we probably won't be streaming on the 7th of November, it'll probably be the following Sunday that we're going to be streaming. But we do have 6 people confirmed now. My brother, my wife, Nathan Napalm, Simmerg, the 2 guys from Lord Looking for More show, and then a husband-wife team who Nathan is bringing on board. I believe I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's Sparrow Song and Bounty Code. I think it's her husband. If I'm not mistaken, those are the 2 people, but I could be mistaken on those, so don't quote me on that. But we have 6 people confirmed. We're still looking for a couple more people. It would be great to have some more females on the team just so we can round that out. Because right now we've got 2 girls and 4 guys. It'd be great to get a couple more females on the team, but it's all good one way or the other. We have enough to get started with, and if we don't find a couple more people before we actually launch, um, eh, then we will. I have a couple other people who have reached out and talked to me about potentially joining, but we are trying to hit. We would like to have a balanced group of male versus female. So if we can get to that, great. If not, then we'll be looking at potentially bringing on some more people. Otherwise, we'll just be rolling in with what we have. But that's a go, man. We are good to go on that front. So that's pretty exciting news. I got confirmation on Thursday after looking for more show. Actually, at that show we got Nathan and Simmer were both like, I can't wait. This is gonna be so awesome. And then after the show, Nathan confirmed with me that his friends are gonna be joining, which is awesome. And we've already started preliminary. I know my brother and I have already picked out our costumes. Nathan shot me a message today and said he's already going to start be shopping for costumes since Halloween season. Chris, I'm pretty sure she's gonna play because she already told me she's like I'm gonna put my hair in braids every episode, and I was like, you're gonna be perfect to play a wood elf because you have the dark skin, dark hair, and it's gonna be great for role playing purposes because you could literally role play your accent and your English as a second language as part of your character. Like, you're a little worried about not being able to keep up because of your English. And I was like, it's not going to be a problem. You'll be able to role play that and have fun with it. So I'm not sure what class she wants to play yet. Um, uh, I'm gonna hopefully today's Saturday. Tomorrow is she's flying on Monday to visit her family, and she's gonna be gone for a few weeks, which is why we're not starting the session in October. So I'm hoping to talk to her a little bit more tonight, tomorrow, and figure out what class she wants to play. Because while she's gone, I'll just pick her up a costume whenever I order mine. But yeah, we're getting costumes set up. Um, I've got my pipe ready to go. I gotta get some pipe tobacco though, but I think I'm gonna actually, play the GM character in character as much as I can. We'll see. Um, I've seen other people who do it, so I kind of feel somewhat like I'm being cheesy by putting on a hooded cowl. But the other guys I've seen don't have the beard, so I think I can pull it off if I have a hood, the beard, and a pipe, and we can, have fun with that GM character. We'll see. Um, Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here thinking about stuff. So that's all rolling right along. It's gonna be fun. Uh, it's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Um, what have we watched? Have we watched anything this week? Oh, we watched Squid Game, which I haven't talked. I didn't. Yeah, we finished Squid Game I think last week I said we had watched the first 2 episodes, and then we finished the other 7 episodes this past week. Um, that was intense. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. That was intense. It wasn't as bad as like. I heard things about it, and so I thought going into it, it was going to be some sort of like horror gore fest, and it really wasn't. It was definitely a dark story, and it definitely had its moments of violence and gore, but it wasn't like I don't feel that it was gratuitous because it had moments of levity as well and some tender moments in the script, but there was also darkness, and it'd be interesting to see if they give it a second season because the way it ended, it could have a second season. But I know the guy who created it and directed it and wrote it and everything else also talked about you know he was stressed during production. It took him forever to write things. He said he lost like I think he said like 6 teeth during the process, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like it was a healthy creative process for you, dude. Like, I have days like right now my left eye is completely just inflamed because I got something in it the other day at the park, and then sitting here and playing and gaming and working. I live in front of a computer, and that's not necessarily good for the eyes. Um, but I digress. Um, so yeah, so she's gonna be traveling on Monday, which means the next 2 to 3 weeks I'm gonna be by myself in the house, which is kind of sucks, but it's also kind of good. I anticipate that I will be getting lots of stuff done. Um, I just realized that the lighting is really weird on my sweater because I don't have all the lights on, but yeah, whatever. It's all good. You're all here for the chit chat, not the visuals. Um, she's gonna be gone for the next 2 to 3 weeks. I say 2 to 3 because I don't actually know. I don't wanna jinx anything. Um, but it's she's going to visit the family and also do stuff related to paperwork. And normally paperwork in Mexico can take time because it's not as streamlined as say it is in the US, but also because of COVID that has added additional time to everything globally. So she's going anticipating that she's going to need 2 to 3 weeks to get everything done. And then assuming that all that goes off without a hitch, we then have to wait 6 to 8 months for stuff to process, and it's going to be a long thing. So at the very least, she's done that, and then once she gets back from that, we will be rolling into the tabletop uh, for November, which is going to be a blast. I anticipate that the next few weeks I'm just going to be working on all the Project Dramond stuff, doing a lot of reading because I'm not going to have, I'm going to be bored basically. So I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hands because I'm not doing things with my wife. So I'm probably just going to get a lot of reading done, watch a lot of movies. I got a whole bunch of stuff saved on my Netflix list of things to watch. Um, I got some stuff here on my PC as well. Like I still haven't watched The Green Knight, and I've had that downloaded for a while to watch, but I haven't watched it yet. So, getting up to speed on all that stuff. Try to plow through some books. I'm obviously gonna play a lot of video games. I'm gonna see if I can't get to max level by the end of October in New World. I don't know if that's possible though. I'm right at. I'd have to look at Steam. Let me tab over real quick and see if it actually shows me. I'm at 47 hours played as of right now, and I just hit level 30 tonight, um, which is a chunk of time. Basically 50 hours almost to get to level 30. And if it's going to take me a similar amount of time or more to get to 60, which I think is the cap, we'll see. It just depends on if I play every day or not. I have not played every single day since it came out. I've played most days for at least a couple hours. Usually, what I do is I get on in the morning and I'll drink my coffee, and I drink 2 cups of coffee every single morning, and I'll usually just run around and work on solo quests and harvesting during that time. And it's usually like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours um, is what I put in most mornings. And in between that, I'm checking emails and responding to comments on YouTube and Discord, so on and so forth. So it's a nice little morning routine. I play games every single morning anyway. It's just right now it has been that. And this month's freebies on the PS4 were the PGA 2K21 and um, Mortal Kombat 10, which I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in years. So I played a little bit of that this afternoon. Played a little bit of the golf game this afternoon. I think those will be just filler things that I do. But I'm eager to get past New World because I want to get back to Final Fantasy 14. And I'm obviously still working on my class guides for Lord of the Rings Online. I've done 3 of those so far. I've done the Minstrel, the Lore Master. Wait, have I done 4? I've done 4. I've done the Minstrel, the Hunter, the Lore Master, and the Guardian. And from here, I'm gonna be getting into things that I've never played before. So, um, I'm probably gonna do like the intros for those, and have those come out as episodes. Um, we'll see. I really don't know what, but I'm gonna be continuing to that. We just put out the most recent Lotro Cooking in Real Life show. I did green pea soup, which is just split peas. But in game they're called green peas. But they used mint in the recipe, and I've never put mint in my green pea soup. So I'm tempted to try that version of the recipe like the next time I make it, because this is the recipe that I've been making for 15, 20 years. I love split pea soup. I make it 3, 4 times a year. And mine is just a very simple, bacon, onions, garlic, spices, um, olive oil. Sometimes I'll spice it up and throw a little bit of chicken bouillon in there or some beef broth, just for a little extra flavor. But I've just loved the recipe and I love split peas. So I've actually got 2 more containers in the freezer now because I made a pretty big batch. So I'll be nomming on that throughout the month of October while Chris is gone. And then we had an interesting. We don't eat out too often because of COVID. We just try to do everything in house. Um, Plus, as we've gotten older, it's just more important to pay attention to your health, and we try to eat as healthily as they can, and that makes it means it's better to cook at home than to eat out. Plus, eating out gets really expensive. But I have been craving shawarma for like 2 months, and I finally was like, you know what? Let's just. There was a Uber Eats had been pinging me, and there was a new restaurant that had opened up, and it had 4.9 out of 5-star reviews, like 200 reviews, which is pretty good. So I was like, let's try this place. So we got some chicken shawarma pitas, and I have to say I was sorely disappointed. Not that they were bad, but they were just like, ugh, what was that? That scared me. Something in game. Um, Hang on, let me answer my brother here real quick. No Minecraft tonight. All right. Anyway, it was good in the sense that the chicken had a nice seasoning and everything else, but it was not shawarma spices. It was basically they had just probably put some cumin powder on it as part of their spices, and then grilled the chicken and put it in the pita wraps. So not, I was very disappointed in the sense that it was good, but it wasn't the flavor that I wanted. It's been like I told Chris, I was like, I'm totally gonna, yep, let's do tomorrow night. We are postponing because they just got back. It's 7:30. They just finished chores. They still got a shower, and my nephew is basically being grumpy and falling asleep, but at the same time being like, I want to play Minecraft. I don't want to go to bed. Um, but we're gonna postpone it and do it tomorrow night because they don't have Bible study tomorrow night, so we'll be able to play. Because usually we were playing on Sundays, but they changed their schedule with church stuff. And now it looks like they don't have church stuff tomorrow night, so we'll play tomorrow night. So I'll be playing Minecraft tomorrow night instead. Um. Anyway, that was there's a couple of good shawarma places that I know of, so I'm probably gonna order shawarma tomorrow, just to get my craving out of the way. But I thought that was a funny little you never know sometimes. You never know with a restaurant if it's going to be good or not. Even if other people say it's good, you don't know if you're going to like it. It might not be for your tastes. And this was the case because it was almost a 5-star, 200 reviews, 5 stars almost. Everybody loved it. The food was not bad. It just the seasoning wasn't what I expected. When I order shawarma, I expect a very distinct Middle Eastern flavoring, and it was not that. So it was kind of like, However, I will say the juice waters that we got, Jamaica and a ginger cucumber lemonade, oh, they were good. They were really good, and the French fries were amazing as well. So, and the falafels were really good. So, I mean, there were parts of it that were really good. It was just the pitas were not that great. But I was thinking about Chris and I. we attempted. There was a when she was taking her English classes, and I was going. This is pre-pandemic when she was taking her English classes at that place down the road from us, down the street. Um, it's like 10-minute walk, and my gym was right around the corner. Um, but there was a restaurant bar that we passed every single day, and it's right on the corner. We're on a where we live in downtown Mexico City. It's just the Rio Lerma, I think, is the name of the street. That's Lerma, yeah. Panuco is the other one. Anyway, it's just restaurants as far as you could walk. I mean, there's probably 200 restaurants outside of our front door, and there's lots of these like steak bars, Um, and so there's this place that was always offering hamburgers and beers and everything else. And we finally decided to stop one day. This is a couple years ago. It was hands down like Chris didn't eat hers and we got money back for hers. And mine was I probably should have not eaten it and got my money back, but I was like, screw it, and I was hungry, everything else. But they were the worst hamburgers we had ever had in our life. Like the bread was cardboard. um, they had toasted it to make it appear as though it's toasted bread. It's meant to be crunchy. And it's like, no, this is stale ass bread that you threw in a toaster and you're trying to pass it off as toasted. And that's why it's hard and crunchy. And then the burger meat was like cardboard. Hers was way worse than mine. Mine was actually just like well done. Hers was like burnt to a crisp. And the guy actually tried. I'll never forget that day because the manager had to come out because we were like, we're not. She's not going to eat that, and we're not paying for that. That's not an edible hamburger. And the manager actually had the balls to tell us, well, that's just how the burgers are cooked here. And we were both like, well, that's not an edible burger, so we're not going to eat it. We want our money back. So at least we got half of that one for free, and I did manage to get mine down, but I shouldn't have. But again, I was hungry that day. Um, but you never know with restaurants until you go, because everyone else might have had great experiences, but you might be there on an off day, or you might not like the seasoning. All these things could be different, and you're never gonna know. And so that's one of the risks of eating out is that you're always gonna have to spend money based on that risk factor and hope for the best. And I would say 99% of time you get what you pay for, but every once in a while you get a really crappy experience, which sucks, but it is what it is. But Chris already joked with me that she's like, she knows that she's not going to be here for the next few weeks, and I'm going to probably be doing a lot of Uber Eats. And I told her, I was like, just think of it this way: I'm going to be taste testing so that when you get back, I've weeded out all of the bad places, and I'll have like 10 or 15 new restaurants for you to choose from when you get home. Um, we did find a really good Indian place a couple months back. Really, really, really good. A little on the pricey side. Excuse me. It was like $40 for two people. But we did order a lot. But their butter chicken was honestly like the best I've ever had, and their tikka masala, Chris just absolutely loved. So between that and the naan bread and everything else, I mean, and by the time you add in the order and the tip and everything else, it was like $40. So a little pricey, but well worth the money. It was so good, and we ate on that for 2 days. Like we had the meal that night, and then we ate it like the next day. I think we got 2 or 3 days out of that. I don't remember. And then that inspired her to go off and make her own butter chicken recipe, which, by the way, we haven't posted that recipe. I think she gave it to my sister and my sister-in-law. Um, but the butter chicken recipe that Chris decided to make was better than the restaurants, and I was like, damn, like first time making butter chicken, and she nailed it. And she has now made naan bread like 3 times over the last few months, and her naan bread gets better and better each time she makes it, which is pretty amazing. It's so good. Um, Anyway, I'm 25 minutes in. Let's think if there's anything else I need to talk about today. Somebody's having a party outside, so we'll see if we get any sleep tonight. Um, got my CBD gummy is rocking, so hopefully I'll pass out pretty good tonight. Plus, I didn't sleep much last night. I woke up at 3, and then my brother woke up at 4, so we were both spamming each other on TikTok at like 4:30 in the morning with jokes and stuff. And then we both worked on a bunch of Project Dramond stuff earlier today, so it's pretty funny because I didn't realize he woke up with this. until he woke up about an hour after me. But it was funny because I was just like, I'm just gonna go work on stuff since I can't sleep. I got nothing else. These are random episodes. I didn't have a show list today. I'm 25 minutes in, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up and go get something to eat. See what Chris is up to if she wants to watch a movie or something, since we're not gonna play Minecraft tonight. Thanks for following along, everybody. If this is your first time, obviously don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get future updates for this show and all the other things I do. And of course, don't forget to tune in later today. Mondays in MMORPGs, episode 47 comes out at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we're talking in-game festivals since we're in Halloween time, and October is a great month because almost every single game does some type of festival during this month because Halloween is kind of a universal and tradition for people around the world. The Day of the Dead. So we're going to be talking about that. Stay tuned. Till next time. Peace.